Welcome back to the second half of this morning's Gone Outdoors. Kyle Agri and Scott Brewer of Brewer Agri Outdoors, talking hunting, talking fishing, and talking just about anything you can do outdoors for the past 10 years. Right here on Kello News Talking KWSN in Sioux Falls and the mighty 790 KFGO Fargo. And Scott, always good to reminisce with such a good friend in Dave Randash and such a mentor. And so not just what we've been able to learn from him that we've brought here to Gone Outdoors, but just as individuals and anglers and things like that over the years, learned so much from Dave. And Scott, thinking we're gonna take a few minutes this segment. We're gonna just think about the past 10 years of Gone Outdoors, and let's first just talk about the people who have helped make this kind of a fantasy dream of ours that we would have never thought possible actually come true.
Well, really, our last guest was one of those people because we couldn't be Gone Outdoors if we didn't have some amazing guests. And like we said in the last segment, Dave Randash was our first guest on McFeely Outdoors, our first guest hosting gig that we ever had. And on our next segment, we're going to have Joe Henry, who's our first guest on actual Gone Outdoors. So, without those guests, this show wouldn't be possible. Jack Sunday, who we mentioned earlier, huge help with us. Not only did Jack give us our name, 2 days before our first Gone Outdoors show, Jack said, and I still have the email yet, he sent an email and he said, the name of your show should be Gone Outdoors. He said, I remember so many signs, gone fishing signs when I was growing up. He said, there's just something about that. And he was right. I'm so glad that Jack decided to name our show Gone Outdoors.
Yeah, what an influence. And it wasn't just the name. He was there behind the board engineering the first number of months of our program and giving us hand signals, giving us directions. We pretty much were as green as you could get. And he guided us through that whole process.
Yeah, he certainly was. And Bob Harris was another big one. Bob helped us a lot early on. Amy Eiler, Derek Hansen, who both of them still continue to help us. Especially Derek. I really like all the work that Derek has done to help make our show successful. And Amy has helped us anytime we've ever had a question. She's been there. Everybody at KFGO is extremely professional and so smart. And all of our success as radio hosts belong to them.
Absolutely. Big thank you to all those folks. And again, a big thank you to all of our listeners. It seems like over the 10 years, one thing that's consistent, Scott, is the fact that when we go places, whether it be an FM walleye meeting, even down to an ice show in the Twin Cities, we go out to a tournament, a charity event, and there's always folks that are coming up and saying, hey, I listened to the show. Hey, great job this last week. I loved that guest or the other guest or whatever it might be. Thank you so much for those of you who listen in and for those of you who are really a big part of our Gone Outdoors experience. We so appreciate it and just love it that you're joining us each and every week. Scott, I want to know if you have a memory, maybe a guest, maybe a time, maybe an incident, maybe a situation here at Gone Outdoors that really sticks with you over those 10 years.
Probably I was thinking about this here the last couple of days. And I think probably one of my favorite guests, and it's not one particular segment, it's numerous because he is our Gone Outdoors living off the land expert, Mr. Andy Holt, because he has really spoken to me. Every time we have him on, I swear he is speaking directly at me in the things that I enjoy because I picked up so many new hobbies from those segments that we've had, whether it's tapping maple trees or hunting mushrooms or trapping crayfish, whatever it is. It seems like the things that he's really into are the same types of stuff that I'm into, which is the goal of each of our segments is to find something that'll spark somebody's interest. And Andy really sparks my interest every time we talk to him.
Yeah, what makes Gone Outdoors such a great listen is the guests. There's no question about it. There's no doubt about it. We just get to kind of steer things in the right direction. The real stars are the guests that come on, and I just think about how much I've learned from Andy. You're right, or not just Andy, but every one of our guests. I can't think of one guest that I think back and say, we probably shouldn't have had them on. Every single one of them has just added some great conversation as well as opportunities to learn.
And you talk about these different guests. We've had, 518 shows. That's over 2,000 segments, individual segments. And over 15 of those are guest interviews. 1,500. Over 1,500 guest interviews. I'm guessing we've probably had 800 different individual guests. I could tally that up, but it'd take me forever. But we've had so many different guests, and they're all very good. And I'm pretty sure that each one of those guests has sparked an interest in somebody's hobbies that they really enjoy, and hopefully created some new outdoor hobbies for some of our listeners.
Amen to that. We love it. We just love all the guests. We love all of our listeners. It's been such a great ride, and hopefully 10 years is just the start, Scott. I look forward every week to being able to sit behind the mic and visit with these folks and share that with our listeners. It's so much fun.
So do you have a particular guest or show that really stands out in your mind?
You know, Scott, I'm going to take a little comic relief here, and I'm just going to say it's hard to pick because, again, all of our guests are so fantastic. They have just been phenomenal in what they have brought to the show. But one of the really cool things we get to do each and every week, you and I take turns, usually Thursday, Friday, a day or two before the show. We get to come on KFGO and we get to talk to whether it's Tyler Axness, Afternoons Live, or whether it's Derek Hansen, Drive Time News, and we get to do a little outdoor talk for the KFGO listeners, and we get to do a little bit of a little preview of the show and what we're going to have going on for the weekend. And this is a number of years back, Scott. You and I were up on an annual trip with our kids and friends up on Lake Winnipeg, and we had a blizzard day, and we were kind of confined to the cabin. You couldn't see 2 feet outside the window. And Tyler wanted to have, I believe, one of us, I'm not sure which one it was, do a show preview and talk. And so he got us on live, and we both sat down at the kitchen table there in Lake Winnipeg, up on the shores of Lake Winnipeg. And we proceeded to visit with Tyler live on the air. And we were seated facing each other with our phone in the middle so we could both talk. And I just happened to get a little bit distracted mid-sentence, and I looked behind you and your son. I know this is a family show, so I'm not going to just go into too much detail, but let's just say the full moon was shining, and it really caught me off guard. For once in my life, I had no idea what to say. Mid-sentence, I completely lost my train of thought live, and wow, that was quite the experience. Thankfully, you covered, and I think if you go back, you'd probably be able to find where it was. But I'll tell you what, it was one of those memories that stuck with me.
We do have some fun while we're on Gone Outdoors as well. And Kyle, we cannot forget, we need to thank Mr. Doug Lear for having a Gone Outdoors extra podcast every week on his show, because a lot of people just can't get enough Gone Outdoors.
Yeah, Doug is one of those great supporters and one of those great mentors that really has been a help in getting us steered in the right direction and keeping things headed due north with all of our outdoor talk and all of our outdoor topics. So we always appreciate that. Thank you to all of our mentors, all of our coworkers, and all of our listeners. Most of all, thank you for a fantastic 10 years of Gone Outdoors. We're looking forward to the next 10 and beyond that. Folks, we are out of time for this segment, so let's take a quick break now. And we're going to come back after the break. We'll be talking to Joe Henry, Lake of the Woods tourism, and what's happening up on the border. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Looking for somewhere to get all your fishing information in one place? Onyx Fish Midwest has something for you. Search for new fishing areas with filtering features such as species, abundance, trophy potential, lake survey info, regulations, and area insights are just a click away.
Getting to your target lake has never been easier with access points and public land ownership clearly marked on Onyx Fish. Mark and customize waypoints and weather for your exact location. Use code BA Outdoors to get 20% off Onyx Fish Midwest at onyxmaps.com.